First question, please, Tom. Just bear with me, 2 secs. Here we are. First question, please, Tom Deason.
Hi, Mitch. How are you going? Well bowled. How do you reflect on that middle session and Australia's performance with the bowlers and just your thoughts on what was going through your head with that hat-trick ball?
Pretty decent session, I'd say. I think obviously over the last couple of days, we knew the pitch would deteriorate to some degree, and I'm not sure we thought it might happen that quickly. But I think credit to the whole bowling attack and certainly the fielders as well to apply ourselves the way we did and come away with the results today. Really sets up a good final 2 days. So in terms of the bowling throughout today, it was fantastic. A couple of sessions for us. In terms of the hat-trick ball, was another one missed, I guess.
And it appeared like there was a little bit more reverse swing here than Rawalpindi. Why do you think that might have been the case? And you guys could extract that a bit better today.
It was both teams have extracted it. It's a much more abrasive wicket. Obviously, we've seen the footholds there as well, so it's going to encourage spin bowling and some demons come the next 2 days. The wicket's certainly more abrasive. There's a few more cracks. Even whilst I was out there batting yesterday and they took the third new ball, there was a massive chunk out of it after 2 overs. So it just shows how abrasive the wicket is, and I think that's obviously played a huge part in achieving reverse swing. I think you just look at that square as well. It's so dry and bare. You've got obviously the practice wickets, but then you've got sort of 2, 3, 4 wickets either side of the main wicket, which is pretty much just dried mud and really abrasive. Whereas you go to Rawalpindi and it was green grass on the square. So I think they've all played a factor. Obviously, it's warmer and dry here as well. But both teams have been able to achieve that reverse swing. And I think the way our batters applied themselves the first 2 days, full credit to them to set a massive total and put us in the box seat.
Nick, please.
Thanks, Brian. Mitch, well bowled today. Did Pat consult you at all before making the decision not to enforce the follow-on? Did he speak to you about whether or not how you were feeling and whether fatigue played a part in that decision?
No, I had no discussions about that. It's I don't know who had discussions. It was pretty set in his ways, and I think it's probably come back to how things happened today, and still 2 full days, and sort of I guess you don't really want to bat last on this wicket. So I know we've got a healthy lead, no doubt. I think you look at test matches gone by when we've played Pakistan in the UAE and other test matches in the subcontinent, you don't see too many of the home side enforce the follow-on. So I think that the way we went about it today has given us that opportunity to explore all those options, and that's the one that Pat and the Branch Trust have gone with.
Mel Farrell, please.
Thanks, Mergers. Hey, Mitch. Just wondering when you think the last time was either in Australia or away that you were able to extract that much reverse and that early in the game? And I've got a follow-up on if that's okay.
That's a good question. Certainly not on the wickets through the summer. I think there's been a couple of times in probably in that previous Indian series. Certainly some reverse through that series. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
And again, Mel?
Sorry, I just lost you there. And also, in terms of how quickly you're all learning on this series, and particularly with Pat being a pretty green captain, if you like, is this like, I guess, a period where you think you're learning particularly fast?
Not sure. I think obviously we've got a lot of experience in this group. We've got some fresh guys, no doubt, certainly guys on their first subcontinent tours. In saying that, we've got a lot of guys that have been on multiple subcontinent tours. So I think obviously Test cricket in Pakistan is a first for this entire group. But in terms of subcontinent conditions, I guess we're always searching to improve. And obviously Pat's first away series as captain, first subcontinent series as captain. But I think we've had some extremely thorough conversations as a group in the lead up to this series, throughout last week with what went on in Rawalpindi. Those few days we had in Melbourne before we came away, we obviously were unsure what we were going to face when we got over here, so we applied ourselves to all different scenarios, I guess, before we left. But yeah, I think it's a feature of this group to adapt and learn on our feet, and I think we're showing that through the last 3 days of how we've obviously learned from last week, obviously faced with different conditions here this week, but being able to adapt and stay pretty calm, whether it's obviously it's gone pretty well these first 3 days, but I guess the test will be when it's going to be obviously last week was hard work and coming off the back of that and sort of putting it out of our minds in a way, if you like, and moving and fully focusing on this week as opposed to thinking too much about last week.
Shahid Hashmi, please.
Mitchell, there's been a lot of talk of you not taking too many wickets in Asia. So does this give you some heart with Sri Lanka and India too coming in the next 10, 12 months?
I haven't heard any of that chat. Last time I went to Sri Lanka, I took 24 wickets. So, yeah, obviously there weren't too many wickets taken by too many people apart from the spinner last week. So, yeah, I think it was a fantastic effort through today for our attack to collectively take those 10 wickets and put ourselves in a great spot.
Steve Larkin, please.
Thanks, Megas. Which I saw somewhere that that's the 15th time in international cricket you've been on a hat trick. A, were you aware of that? B, can you just talk us about how close you got with that ball to Rizwan to actually achieving the feat? Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the number. Missed out the same way in Melbourne, I think, as well. So, yeah, look, it's not like you chase him. You're trying to play a part, I guess, and to, yeah, it's not something I've ever thought too much about. It's always nice to pick up wickets along the way and contribute. Yeah, I think that ball must have hit a crack a little bit and gone away from Rizwan. So, still a decent ball, I think. It just didn't find the edge.
We've got time for 3 more now, please. Bharat Sundaresan, Waka Zafar, and Adris Malik. Bharat, first of all, please.
Thanks, Brian. Hey, Mitchell, just a couple of questions quickly. Before coming here, you could have expected reverse swing here. So how much did you have to work on just getting it to go late? I mean, that is an essential part of reverse swing as well, right? Not to pick from the hand.
I mean, I've been bowling international cricket for sort of 11 years now, so you pick up things along the way. But yeah, we had one main session in Melbourne before we came away where we all bowled with reverse balls. It was more just getting back into the, I guess, the cues. I think personally, for the way I was thinking about it anyway, was getting back in those cues because we didn't see too much of the old ball through the summer, or certainly reverse swing. So it was more about trying to swing the new ball, trying to nip it off the seam, whatnot through the summer. So just getting some of those cues back to where I feel I need my action to be to get that reverse swing, certainly around the wicket, trying to get the ball to go both ways. Yeah, that was sort of the lead up to the series. Obviously, we didn't see a whole lot of it last week in Rawalpindi with different conditions, but as I said before, with the abrasive nature of this wicket and obviously played a huge part in our innings, but we saw how productive the Pakistani team were to get that reverse swing through the first 2 days. It was now our turn to obviously get it to go reverse and then to make the most of it with the ball in hand.
Sorry, if I could just slip another one in there. How much of it, the damage that you did with Pat Cummins today had to do with the fact that he was bowling different lengths and still getting it to reverse while you were getting it much fuller?
I think that just shows how we go about our bowling differently. I think whether it's reversing, swinging naturally, going straight, seaming, I think Pat's always been a fraction different length to me. I've always been a fraction fuller. That's probably true throughout my career. I think my lengths have obviously been probably a little bit fuller than both Pat and Josh throughout the time we've all bowled together. which in turn probably leads me to be a little bit more expensive at times. But at the same time, brings in hitting the stumps percentage-wise a bit higher than the other two as well. I think over a period of time. So yeah, I think, as I said before, the whole collective bowling unit today in different partnerships were excellent. I think the fact that our two spinners didn't have to bowl more than 10 overs is credit to everyone. Sweppo picking up his first couple of wickets in Test cricket. We know how good Nathan's going to be. I'm sure that two of those guys are going to play a massive part in days 4 and 5 in terms of Pat, Cam and I, and to get that ball reversing, to bowl some good lengths, bowling good partnerships. I think it's a fairly good effort from everyone today.
2 quick questions now, please, because the bus is waiting for us. Wakas Zafar, please.
Hi, Mitch. Well done on your performance. I wanted to ask that how important is it for you to create angles as a fast bowler? I mean, you when bowling round the wicket to right-handed batsmen, you're seen bowling from the corner of the crease. Just talk me through that a bit. Thanks.
Yeah, I guess it's just the way I've naturally lined myself up. I think I'm fairly close to the stumps when I bowl over the wicket, and that just naturally translates when I come around the wicket. So I've never really been away from that mark around the wicket. I've never been closer to the stumps or whatnot. It's just the way that my approach to the crease gets me into that position, and then to try and generate that reverse swing or that angle as the left armour. Obviously, a point of difference to Pat and Cam in this game. Likewise, with over the wicket, it doesn't change too much when I'm trying to use the crease. It's probably just little subtle changes.
Just finally now, please, Adris Malik.
Thank you, Brian. Mitchell, after a fantastic day and a number of patches on the wicket, how much you are confident to finish this match on a 4th day? And if you have some words for the curator of National Stadium, please.
Where's the green grass? No, look, we're not putting a time frame on it. Obviously, we've gone out with the bat again to, I guess, the result of how we've bowled today has given us that opportunity to explore a few options in how we want to approach it. Yeah, by no means are we thinking too far ahead. All we've done is given ourselves a really good opportunity to I guess dictate the game in any number of options we want to take. So there's still 2 days. There's still going to be 10 wickets we need to take. You don't get any extra points for finishing the game early. So yeah, look, we want to keep going about our business the way we have for the first 3 days. It's been really, really impressive how we've gone about it with the bat, obviously, in the first 2 days, and then today as a group with the ball. So yeah, I'm sure that the guys will sit back tonight and have a think and come tomorrow with a really clear plan, and we'll go ahead and do our best to try and win this test match.
Thank you very much, everyone. Take care.